important question then. I mean, like, obviously you want to build a winning mindset. So if you don't have one, or you suspect you don't have one, like, where do you start to go get one?
Start with listening to this all the way through to the very end, because there's going to be some simple frameworks that you can apply to starting to develop the winning mindset. But the most important thing is that you got to start competing with yourself, right? And don't compare yourself to other people, right? If you look at other people's progress and you start making comparisons and getting discouraged by the fact that you appear to be progressing slower, that's a very arrogant place to come from. And I remember I was comparing myself to my older brother, and my coach like went in on me when I was doing this. He was like, I was like, man, my brother at this point, he was already doing all these different things. He's already accomplished all these different things. And he was like, man, like, that's really, really arrogant of you, because you don't know the kind of work he was putting in behind the scenes that created the success that you're seeing right now. And the fact that you're comparing yourself to a finished product, you're setting yourself up for failure. And so that's going to be one of the first things, like, don't compare yourself to other people. Start looking at how you can improve yourself. So that's number one, right? And everybody can start doing that, looking to improve on who they are and looking to improve the person that they see in the mirror.
You don't really read, but despite that, you've had an incredible mindset for at least the last 10 years now. I mean, how did you go about developing yours?
You know, I'm fortunate that I was brought up in a family where I was given a lot of opportunity. There was always a lot of money. And I think my dad was a big role model to me, just watching him work, very successful. And he always put in the hours. And I actually think that whilst he was extremely successful, that can sometimes go the other way, where you end up with kids who are completely demotivated, they're little shits and they do nothing, pretty much.
Yes, yes.
I found myself in a situation where I think my sisters were given a lot more than I was, but I don't think I was given things the same way that they were. I learned work ethic from a very young age. And I think because of that, you know, I was always brought up in a family where I was told I could do anything and I could achieve whatever I wanted. And I think that that's kind of gone through. And I think one of the things that, again, I'm really fortunate to have is just no fear of failure. I know that's something that a lot of people kind of go through, but I just feel like there's nothing that I'd ever try that is a failure. I don't feel like failure is failure. And that's a big thing. And I think, like, when it comes to mindset, don't get me wrong, I've gone through my dips, peaks and troughs. Like, we've been mates for a really long time, got into exactly the same things, right?
What goes into developing that mindset is having the right motivators, right? So I remember my mentor used to say, like, you got to have competition. If you're focusing on beating the person in the mirror, who's your competition, right? There's no such thing as real competition. You're competing with yourself. So that's like the first thing. And then the next thing that he taught us to do was to have a rival.